This is Unit 10, Formative 1, the first video on domain and range. We're going to start some work with functions in this unit. When it says find the domain and range and determine if it's a function, the domain, if we just kind of recall, the domain is the x variable. And then the range is the y variable. So for my domain, we're going to use set notation. So we're going to use some, I like to call them squiggles, but they're just a grouping symbol. So domain is our x's, so we're going to list them out. We have a 2, a 3, and a -6. Do you see the duplicate 2? I have 1, 2 there, and another 2 there. I only list it once. Don't list it twice. For our range, again, that's our y values. So my y values, listing them out, it's 3, 6, 5, and 4. And there's your range. You certainly can put them in numerical order, that's okay, but all I care about today is if you can determine which is which. Is this a function? And how do we determine that? Well, so the question is, for every x value that we have, is there only one y value for it? All right? Let me just write that down. Is there only one y value for each x? Okay, so if I'm looking at that, I see I have my two 2's. The y's are different, okay? When the y's are different, for the x value of 2, since I have 2 of them, this is not a function. This is what we call a mapping. This is a mapping diagram. Okay, I'm just going to write that down. This is a mapping. It's just telling us our x's and y's here, or our domain and range. This is our domain. So this is our domain right here. This is our range. So my domain, if I list it out, we have to look at, well, actually it's just listed there. Our domain is -3, 4, and 5. Our range is -2 and 0. Is this a function? Okay, let's look at it. When you see an x value going to only one y value like this, regardless if this y value has two x values, that's okay. That means it is a function. Okay. All right, let's list our domain and range here. Okay, I'm just looking for the x's. All right, I'm going to go left to right here. Looks like I have a -2, -1, a 0, a 2, and a 3. Those are my domains. find our range. We're looking at the y's, okay? For my y values. I'm just going to go from the bottom up, okay? Got -2, -1, 1, 2, and 4. Right, is this a function? The good thing about graphs is there's this thing called the vertical line test, okay? So I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, all right, if I make vertical lines like so, is there only one point on each vertical line? So if I'm looking at that, I see, hey, you know, I have this point and this point on the same vertical line. Oh, I also have this point and this point on the same vertical line. So that fails the vertical line test. All right. So this is not a function. Okay, remember vertical line test. That's another way of determining if it's a function. All right, so here we're given a function, which is just an equation, and we're given the domain of that function. In order, we have to determine the range from this. Okay. Again, these are x's. We're just going to plug them into our equation. Okay. So when we do this, we're thinking, okay, f of -2. Okay, so the x value is -2. We're just going to plug in 2 times -2 plus 1. Okay, if we do some math there, you know, that's going to equal -4 plus 1, that's -3. Okay, if we continue f of 0, that means x is 0. That is 2 times 0, which is plus 1, which is 1. Okay, we just do that for every single one of these. F of 1, 2 times 1. That's 2 plus 1, that's 3. That's 3. Okay. And then finally, f of 4. Okay. That is 2 times 4 plus 1. So that's 8 plus 1, which is 9. Okay. So that is my domain I just found. Those are the y values. All right. So, or sorry, my range. Excuse me. That's my range. So the range, just listed out -3, 1, 3, 9. Okay. Keep in mind, guys, f of x means y. So that means all of this, that's just what my y value is going to be for each of these x values. All right, here we go. Our last problem here. Same thing as the last one. We're going to find the range. Okay, again, this is y. Okay, this is our y value. So f of -4. We're just calculating the function for -4. 1/2 times -4 plus 4. Okay, just doing the math in my head here. -4 times 1/2, that's -2, plus 4 is 2. Okay, let's try it for 0. 1/2 times 0, we know that's 0 plus 4. That equals 4. How about 2? F of 2. 1/2 of 2. That's 1. Plus 4, that's 5. F of 8. Half of 8. Half times 8 is 4. Plus 4 more. That is 8. Once again, I just calculated the y value. Okay, this is y for each of those x values, which gives us our range. So the range listed out. Okay, 2, 4, 5, 8. And there you have it. Okay, this is just the beginning part of our functions, determining whether it's a domain, what the domain is, what the range is, and whether there are some functions or not. Have a good day.